we had discussed about the meaning of strategic management, the history of strategic management, and also the process of strategic management. And we also discussed as to how strategic management and corporate governance, uh, they are in connection to one another, and thereby we had completed the discussion with regarding to chapter 1. So I would like to tell that if at all you have any of the issues with chapter 1, or if you want me to speak more about that particular chapter and the concerned topics, you'll have to let me know. So moving towards the next chapter, uh, now looking into your syllabus, chapter 2nd and chapter 3rd, both the chapters, it speaks about strategic analysis. Now in chapter 2, we have strategic analysis about the internal factors of the organization. And we'll have to know what forecasting is all about. And in the 3rd chapter, the strategic analysis, it is all about the external environment of the business. Now I do know that in our earlier sessions, that is the paper International Business Environment, we had definitely discussed about both internal environment and external environment in detail. But here we shall see it in briefly, and we shall try to just revise it once again, so that all these topics, it would help you for attempting the papers of both the semesters in the coming days. Yes, so we shall start with the discussion of chapter 2. So chapter 2 is of strategic analysis. Um, so here first of all we will have to know what is the concept of business environment. Now whenever we normally try to tell or refer environment, we refer to the objects or the surroundings and the circumstances, or in simple words, the whole situation which affects someone or the existence of something. That is regarded as environment. Now it could be natural environment or business environment for that matter, or any other kind of environment that we would be referring to. However, now in this context of business, environment refers to all those factors which would be having a bearing on how the business works or how the functions in business would be happening. Now this business environment, it will consist of all those forces. When we refer to all those forces, It means both the internal factors and external factors which affect how a business works. Now it will also include all the conditions, forces, the events and situation within which business enterprise will have to operate. Now, your business, or for that matter, any business, and the environment in which that particular business is dealing, both these aspects, they're closely related to one another, and the effective of integration of these two elements will lead to success in the business. Now, this particular thing goes without telling that an organization can survive only when it is able to keep peace, or it is able to manage things with the changing environment. So that is what business environment in a nutshell is all about. That it includes the surroundings, circumstances and the situation which affects its existence. And managing it is important for both the survival and the success of the company. Now, if you have to go through the definitions, these are some of the definitions that have been mentioned. The first one is given by Wheeler, where he speaks about that business environment, it is nothing but it includes all the things which is external to firms and individuals which affect their organization and operations. Now here we can observe that Wheeler is concerned with the external environment, not the internal one. The opinion in this definition that we can understand is that the internal elements, those can be manageable. Those are the things which comes within the purview of the organization. But the external factors are the ones which the organization should be able to manage with. And the second definition is given by Barry M. Richmond and Melvin Copen. I quote, environment factors of constraints are largely, if not totally external, and beyond the control of individual industrial enterprise and their arrangements. Now these are essentially the givers within which firm and their management must operate in a specific country, and they vary often greatly from country to country. Now even these two management writers, their emphasis is on the external environment. They are telling if not it is the entirely, but largely, it depends on the external elements which are beyond the control of each of the individual industries, or for that matter even individual firms. Now they also tell that this particular business environment, it varies from country to country. But in today's business context, we can see that not only does it differ from country to country, it also differs in the smallest of smallest level. That is to tell, even within the industry or for each business firm or each business house in specific, the business environment differs. Now I can give an example for that. Maybe your business organization is having its business plans in 5 different states of India. Now for every plant, the business environment shall definitely be different. Now they are set up in 5 different states. The rules and regulations that are to be followed, for this stage would definitely be different. So it starts from there and it goes up, to every other aspects of the business organization. Maybe the purchasing of the raw material, how the demand shall be there from the side of the customer, how would be the supply chain happening, and every other aspects of the organization is included within the purview of it. And one more definition that we can see is that which is given by Gluck and Josh. So they tell that the environment, it includes every element which is outside the firm. Now all these elements, now it can create or it is able to lead the organization to different opportunities that the organization can take advantage or the organization can use it, and also it would sometimes lead to the organization in knowing what are the possible threats the organization will have to face during its survival. And they also mention that the most important ones are the socio-economic factors, the technical elements, the supplier element, the competitors, and the government at large. So these are some of the definition of business environment. Now let us see the characteristics of environment at large. First one is definitely that the environment is complex because it essentially includes a lot of factors, and not only that, it includes a lot of factors. It is the combination of all these factors together. Factors like political elements, economic, legal, social, cultural, technological. So these factors, they affect the business in many different ways. Now it can be positive, it can be negative also. Therefore, the influence that they exercise on the business, it cannot be recognized independently. That is to tell, if a positive thing has happened or if a negative aspect has happened to the business organization, now you know the business has been affected. But individually, if you have to tell because of which of the element it has happened, most of the times it may not be possible to point it out on one particular element in the organization. One particular element of the business environment. The next one is the environment is dynamic in nature. Now, the environment, it is undoubtedly, it is a mixture of many factors. Now, not only is it a mixture of many factors, now all these factors, they are constantly changing, or it is ever evolving and ever changing. Than ever evolving, it is constantly on a mode of, being different from what it was before a day or a week. So it is only because of these changes in the factors of environment that makes environmental or this business environment dynamic. Now the environmental factors changes with passage of time. Now the plans that are to be included and the policies of the business also have to be changed to keep pace with changing environment. Now the next one is environment affects different firms in different ways. That is to tell, it is not necessary that one particular change in the environment should affect all business in a similar manner. Now, one business, it might be having some advantage over a change in the environment. Now, while some other business may have an adverse effect because of the same change. Now, that is to tell, take an industry, that is a plastic manufacturing industry. Now, let us take industry A, which is into production of plastics which are beyond micron, 50 micron. And we shall take company B, which produces plastic products which are beyond 50 micron. A produces below 50 micron and B produces above 50 micron. Now, if the government comes with the rule that any plastic product which is produced below 40 micron, all such products shall be banned. Now, the company A, because of this particular decision or because of this particular element of the business organization, it shall be affected severely, very badly. That it will have to stop its production entirely if it has to produce the products below 50 microns. Or it should see to that the microns of the plastic produced shall be above it. Now, because of this, company B, it shall be favored not only because it is safe, but also somehow there is lesser competition for this company now. The next one is the environment. It has both short-term and a long-term impact. Now, every change in the environment itself has both short-term and long-term impact on business. Now, the changed environment, it affects the profitability, productivity, and development of business in both short-term and long-term existence of the organization. The next one is, there shall be an unlimited effect of external environment factors. Now, external factors of business environment, these are uncontrollable. That is, these factors will have a very huge effect on business or very deep effect on business. Sometimes the effect of these factors are so very deep that it might take the business to shut down entirely. Now, the best example is that the decision of the government to ban tobacco will compel such business to wind up its operation. Definitely, but then there are also chances that if the company is able to somehow survive that phase or somehow change their products or their product mix, maybe they are able to survive. So one thing that you can see is that a lot of time these political elements would be having a huge effect on the business. The next characteristic is the fact of uncertainty. Now, the external environment, it is very uncertain. Not even a single thing you can be certain of here. Or the change is the only, or the uncertainty is the only certain in business environment. So there can be sudden change, and these changes can happen at any time. Now, because of this uncertain nature, the study and also the analysis of the business environment becomes difficult. And the next characteristic is interdependent components. Now there are various components of business environment which are independent of each other. Now different components of environment, it affect each other. For example, economic environment affects social environment and so on. And the one more to mention is that the business environment, it definitely includes both internal and external environment. Internal environment relates to the environment within the organization which is controllable. External environment is outside the organization which is uncontrollable. So business organization have to change its activities along with changes in external environment. I hope this particular concept you know it very well. Just I have put an attempt that so we can brush up the things. We can study it like just a matter of revision. So now what I would like to suggest is that the list that has been put up here, it is not exhaustive and neither the fact that it shall be specifically asked under your strategic management. But understanding business environment is very important for no matter which concept that you will have to speak under strategic management. So that is something that you are trying to manage here. So knowing business environment is undoubtedly one of the major part of studying strategic management. So the next thing that we shall be speaking of is the components of business environment. Now when we tell about the components of the business organization or business environment, now we said that a business, it works in business environment. Now the business environment, further it can be divided into in two components, that is the internal environment and the external environment. Now speaking about the internal environment, it is related with the factors which are within the purview of the organization, which are normally controllable to a larger extent from the side of the organization. Now, when we speak of external environment, it relates to the factors which are external to an organization and definitely which goes beyond the control of the organization to manage them. Now, this external environment, it is further categorized into micro environment and macro environment. Now the micro environment is something we can also call it as operating environment, like things like suppliers, customers, the competitors. Now these are external to the organization, but some part of it is still controllable by the business organization. Now, the second categorization is macro environment. Now, macro environment is general environment. Now, it goes entirely beyond the control of the organization. Now, moving further, now speaking about the internal environment. So, there are a number of elements which exist inside an organization, and these are the ones which are termed as its internal environment. Now, these factors are the ones which act as a strength for an organization, and they are the ones which may also become a reason for weaknesses of the organization. Now, these internal factors will have an impact on the organization decision and strategy. So that what has been mentioned in your slide are some of the internal environment. Yet again, now this list is not exhaustive, but these are the ones which plays some major role when we speak about internal environment. And in that regard, the first one is the philosophy of the management and the value system that exists in the organization. So the value system that exists and the ideologies, especially of those that of promoters and the founders of the organization, now it affects the selection or the type of the business. Now working of the organization, the principles of the organization and the policies that has been adopted and its work culture. So these values, when it is shared and followed across the organization, is something which facilitates the success of the organization. So the next one that can be discussed is mission of the organization and the objectives of the organization. So now this mission of the organization is something which expresses the vision of the organization in words. Now that is why the mission has been put and only mission we have taken here. I will repeat it once again. The mission of a business enterprise, it is something which expresses the vision of the organization. So in other words, while its objectives are the actionable and measurable steps to achieve the mission and objectives guide the business philosophy, policy, priorities, and also the business domain. And the third one that can be discussed with this regard is the structure of the management and the nature of the management. So the business decision, they are also influenced by the structure of the organization. That is board of directors composition or the hierarchy in the organization. So the extent of the professionalization of management and all such things shall affect the internal environment of the organization. The next one is internal power relationship. Now, top managements, they support to the lower levels of the management or their, how well the top management can have coordination and cooperation with these lower levels of management, the workers in the organization, the shareholders of the organization, and along with the coordination or the relation they share with the board of directors. All these factors also impact the decision making and the working of the organization. So the next that we have is human resource. Now the success of the organization, it depends upon the quality of the people it has. Now the skills, quality, morale, commitment, and attitude of the human resource. They may act as a source of strength or weaknesses for the organization. The next one is the human resource. Now, the success of the organization, it depends definitely on a large extent on the quality of people it has, because human resources is something which starts from the CEO up until the last employee in the last level of management. So the skills, their morale, and their strength, or their sorry, they can become the strength of the organization, or there are also chances that they might become a weakness for the organization. Now the next one is company image and brand equity. That is to tell, the reputation and the image of the company is critical for raising capital and finances, or making joint ventures and other alliances that happens in the business field. Now, brand equity is also something which plays a relevant role in sale and purchase contracts. Now, new product launches and other such things. Now, in addition to all these things, there are certain other elements which are internal to business enterprise which also influence the decision making of the organization. Now, things such as physical assets and the facilities which are owned by an enterprise will have an impact on its effective working. Now, these include production capacity, technology, and logistics, and also things such as research and development and technological capabilities. They enable the enterprise to innovate and come up with competitive offers in the market. Now, even the organization will have financial factors which consist of financial policies, position, the capital structure of the business. Now, all the other important business strategies and decisions are dependent on financial resources possessed by the enterprise. Now, the one more thing is that marketing resources, they directly influence the efficiency of marketing activities of the business. For instance, distribution network, structure of marketing function, skills and quality of people in marketing function, and others. Now, the marketing resource, they also facilitate the business in brand extension and product development also. So these are some of the internal factors which would be having a major impact on the decision making of the business organization. So the next thing that we can speak of is the external environment. Now, the external environment It relates to all those factors which exist outside the business enterprise. That is nothing but which are external to business. And further, the external environment is something which offers opportunities, and also it is the one which creates threats for the business at large. Now, these external factors, it includes elements such as economic factors, socio-cultural factor, legal factors, demographic factors. Now, the factors that we give an example of just now, they are definitely beyond the control of the company. So this, as we discussed earlier, the external environment, it consists of two types of environment, that is micro environment and macro environment. So let us first see the micro environment. So I shall repeat it once again. The microenvironment includes a number of factors which exist in the company's immediate environment. And all these elements, it will have a bearing on the performance of the company especially. So the first one in that regard that we can discuss is the suppliers of the business organization. Now, suppliers, when we tell, it includes people who provide various inputs to the organization. Now, when we tell inputs, it need not only be raw materials. It can be machinery, it can be labor also sometimes. So, never confine the meaning of supplier only to the raw material supplier of your organization. So, the next one is marketing intermediaries. Now, these intermediaries are those people who help a company in promoting the product or service that the organization is producing, and selling this, and also distributing the products of the organization to its final consumers. Then we have customer. Now the purpose of every business existence is definitely serving the needs of the customer, and thereby keeping a track of the needs of the customer, and keeping track of customer needs is critical for the success of the business. Then at large we have public. Now any group of people who have an actual or potential interest in, or those who impact the organization's ability to achieve its interest are regarded under this particular group. Now it includes people like media, non-government organizations also. Now, one more thing that has been not mentioned anywhere here is that the micro environment, it can also be called as task environment. So you can see here you have business, and just next to the business you have micro environment, which includes customers, public, marketing intermediaries, competitors, and suppliers. So now as you go along, the next circle, it is consisting of macro environment. Now it includes elements such as demographic environment, socio-cultural, natural, economic, technological, political, and legal. And it is said that there is a continuous interaction between micro environment and macro environment. So this is the business environment. Now speaking about macro environment, it can also be called as the general environment or the general context in which the business operates. Now it includes things such as first one is demographic. Now this demographic environment, it studies human population. Now why is studying human population important for a business? Now here it studies human population which refers to the size of the human population, its density, the literacy rate, the age, the composition, the male-female ratio, and such things. So the demand of goods and services, the quantity and the quality of production, the distribution, how it has to be done, all this shall be affected because of how the demography of a particular place or country is made up. Now that is to tell, a rapidly growing population, it indicates growing demand for many products. Now, a country which has, its majority of the population who are beyond the age of 60 or 65, definitely in such a, economy, the demand for the medical products would be more than any other product. So all these things help the organization to decide its strategies. The next one is the economic environment. So now any business firm for that matter, it closely interacts with its economic environment. So whenever we tell economic environment, it would be relating to all those external forces which will have a direct economic effect on the business. So this economic environment, now it is always a sum total of the economic conditions that exist in the market, the economic policies of the government, and also the economic system that exists in the country. So what are these three? Now, what is economic conditions? Now, economic condition, it includes the nature of the economy. It includes the stages in the economic development. It includes national income, per capita income. Now these operate in the market and they influence the demand and supply of the products. Now remember this thing that whenever we mention products, products include both the goods that are produced and the service that are rendered. Now, when we speak about economic policies, now economic policies means the policies which are formulated by the government of a particular country so as to develop or shape the economy of their country. Now, whenever we tell economic policy, it includes the monetary policy, the fiscal policy, it includes export-import policy, the industrial policy, the licensing policy, the budgetary policy. Now, the economic policy is by and large more than whatever we discussed. But these are quite a few of things which affects the business in general. So the economic policies of the government, it affects the business. Now we also discussed how it affects by giving example. So this impact may be positive or negative. That is to tell, liberalization of the economy has adversely affected the small scale industry in India. But it also has, been very much positive to quite other few industries. And economic system. The economic system means the classification of economies on the basis of the government which is functioning in the economy. So this economic system can be classified as capitalistic economy, social economy, or mixed economy. We have these three different types. Now capitalistic economy, it is something where there exists least government control in terms of regulating the working of market. Now, United States of America is one of the best example for capitalistic economy. When we speak about socialistic economy, here the government will be having majority of control over all the activities of the government. Now the best example we can give for socialistic economy is China. And the third type of economy that we have is mixed economy. Now, mixed economy, it combines the feature of both the capitalistic economy and socialistic economy, where both private sector and public sector shall be playing equal important role. The best example is our country. So this is all about the economic environment. Then we have the natural environment. Now, natural environment, here we speak that business firms, they use natural resources like water, land, iron, crude oil, and other things. Now all the business units, they directly or at least indirectly, they depend upon natural environment. The geographical and ecological factors, like natural resources, weather, climate condition, topographic factors, the location aspects in the global context, facilities, all these elements, they are relevant to business. Therefore, the business organization are also equally responsible for ecological imbalance. So they should take necessary measures to control any kind of pollution that is being created by them. Now, business operations have caused considerable changes in the ecological balance and natural environment of the country. Now, the applications of modern technology in industry leads to rapid economic growth at a huge social cost and are measured by deterioration of the physical environment. Now you can see air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, and all such kinds of pollution all over. So business enterprise, they have to calculate net social cost of their venture also. The next one that we can speak of is the technological environment. Now technology, it enables the application of all the theories and knowledge that the humans have into practice. So technological advancement is something which makes it possible to improve the quality of the products, increase the output, and also decrease the cost of product. But then, this fast changing technology, it may also make products and plans obsolete in shorter time frames, which might create problems for the enterprise. So these technological changes, they are very rapid and it becomes difficult to keep pace with it. So these businesses, they need to be alert, and along the way it requires them to flexible also to quickly incorporate all these changes in their business organization so as to survive and succeed in the competitive business world. Then we have political environment. Now political and government, they are closely related with the economic system and policy of the country. So, political environment is the influence which the political institutions, namely the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary, it exerts in the developing and controlling business activities. So, these business decisions, they are greatly influenced by developments in the political environment. Now, a change in the government, it brings about a change in the attitude, preference, and objectives. So, the business firms, they need to keep a track of all political events, anticipate changes in the government policies, and frame production and marketing strategies, especially according to the analysis of this. Then we have socio-cultural. Now the socio-cultural fabric, now it is an important environmental factor that should be analyzed while formulating the business strategy. Now every society has a culture of its own. Now whenever we tell this culture it includes beliefs, it includes knowledge, the art, morals, laws, custom, and also other capabilities and even habits which are acquired by an individual as a member of the society. So, when we speak of cultural values, these are passed on from one generation to another. So, culture thus determines the types of goods and service a business should produce while attempting to succeed. Now, the business organization, they cannot ignore the traditions, the value system, the taboos, tastes, and preferences of a society. Now, the purchase and consumption patterns of customers, their beliefs, customs, preference, education, all these factors have an impact on the business. So business should realize the cultural difference and bring out the products accordingly after making effective strategy. And finally, we have legal environment or regulatory environment. So legal environment, it includes laws, which define and protect the fundamental rights individuals and the organization have. Now it creates a framework of rules and regulations within which business units have to operate. Our business firm must have up to date and complete knowledge of laws governing production and distribution of goods and services. Now, some of the important law that affects the business are Indian Companies Act, the Consumer Protection Act, the MRTP Act, the Essential Commodities Act, and other related things. So this is in brief to speak about the external and internal environment.